So I'm on video call, right? Okay, so we can start right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you have worked more than 5 years experience of SQL DB, right, and
Yes,
Postgres.
yes, yes, yes.
So we are starting being a DBA, we're starting from the maintenance, implementation, and monitoring and troubleshooting of SQL databases as well as Postgres, right? Because
Yeah.
this requirement based on the Postgres mainly, the most of the task is on Postgres and little bit on SQL Server. Means we can say that the ratio is 70-30 Postgres and in the SQL
Okay.
Server admin part.
Mm-hmm.
So you have done on latest version 2019, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And job implementation. Okay. So starting from the implementation part. So have you done any SQL Server implementation in latest or current project?
Uh, yes, actually.
So have you done any parameter setting while installing in 2019 or 2022 SQL Server? If can you explain some points, or we can say that some features that you enable for the tuning of databases?
Per,
Have you got my question? Means
yes, yes.
while implementing, there is some features that is in the part of automation. So while we installing SQL Server instance, default or named instance, there is a server level configuration parameter in that, right?
Yeah.
So which parameter you set? Can you explain? Like tempdb, memory capping, MDOP, right?
Yeah, MDOP we can set up to 6 to 8
So that is totally based on the core, right?
core. Yeah, based on the core.
Okay. And can you explain the data, sorry, not the database, but yeah, the server level configuration, how you distributed the database files basically in the drives basically, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So data file, log file,
Yeah,
tempdb, system dbs, yeah.
so actually, while creating, while installing the server,
Mm-hmm.
in backend, two data files will be created. Two files. One is a data file and one is log file.
Mm-hmm.
So MDF files, we can have multiple secondary files.
Mm-hmm. So my question is just regarding the distribution of data and log file in the drives basically. So how you are mapping the drive for the new databases, the user databases, data file and log file.
Yeah.
So there is an option that we have to keep the data directory file and log directory file and backup directory file, right?
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
we have a separate for tempdb and separate for
Separate
system databases,
system.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So system databases. So there is a question on system. What are the different? What are the system databases in SQL Server?
Yeah, system databases are like master, model, MDB, MSDB, and distribution DB, resource DB.
Okay.
These are the system databases.
Okay. So if I ask regarding a tempdb, so what is the use of tempdb in SQL Server? Why there is a tempdb in SQL Server database engine?
So while working on server, tempdb is most important because it just behave like a RAM.
Mm-hmm.
So it will store the temp files.
Mm-hmm.
So performance based on the tempdb actually.
Okay. What are the different type of temporary tables?
Uh,
That is local and global, right?
yeah, yeah. Here
Local.
in
Hmm.
in Postgres.
No, not Postgres. We are talking about a SQL Server.
Okay, okay.
In SQL Server, what are the different type of temporary tables? right? So this is
Mm,
local and global temporary
global,
table, right?
global. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So for monitoring part, how we are monitoring the concurrent user or active sessions on the SQL Server?
So actually, for monitoring part, we have profiler. Okay,
Mm-hmm,
dynamic management view also is there,
mm-hmm,
and we can monitoring part. We can see the slow running queries or long running queries.
mm-hmm.
Uh, then CPU also we can.
Okay. Coming to the next part,
Okay.
if we found that there is a fragmentation level in the uh, indexes, so how can you defrag that? And what is the best practices for?
If 30%. So
Mm-hmm,
actually, if fragmentation level is 30% means we can reorganize the index. Okay.
mm-hmm.
So then we can defrag the fragmentation level.
Okay. And above 30%, what you can do?
We can rebuild the
Okay.
indexes.
In one scenario, if you are rebuilding that huge size of indexes, right?
Yeah.
And somehow we have accidentally you have cancelled that rebuild indexes, right? That alter command. So what will
Mm.
the impact on the database engine?
Sorry, can I?
Yeah, my question is that you are doing rebuild indexes per activities, right?
Mhm.
So you have fired or hit executed that alter index name whatever you are using,
Okay.
and accidentally you have cancelled that transaction, right? Or that
Mm.
command. So what will be the impact? What will be what you can see in that monitoring part? This will degrade the performance databases, or it is the same as it is working.
Uh, it will impact the performance actually.
Okay.
Like
And what is the status of this query basically? What is the status of this query if you kill that or accidentally cancel that alter command? It will go in the rollback process basically. So whatever the
okay,
changes made by that alter command, it will roll back and make the database in consistent state as
okay,
before you started the transactions, right? I
okay.
think you heard about the acid properties of
Yeah,
relational
acid
database
properties.
engine.
Yeah.
So what is acid property?
Acid properties is atomacy and consistency, isolation and distribution. Acid means if the transaction have to be complete or cancel.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Okay. Acid C means I forgot.
Consistency.
Consistency. So after the transaction, before the transaction, a database have to be consistent.
Okay.
And isolation means each and every transaction have to be isolated.
That is
Uh,
yeah, okay. Right. Good.
and durability means D means durability.
If you taken a backup, you can use anywhere in the world, right?
Yeah. Anyway,
A-
that is a durability. Yeah,
Anytime, right? That
yeah,
is
yeah.
durability. Yeah, that will
Durability.
not be
Yeah,
destroyed, right?
yeah.
Okay. Next, coming to the next part, what are different server roles in SQL Server, right?
Yeah. Roles like admin.
Yeah, that is sysadmin backup operator, right?
Yeah, yeah. Sysadmin.
So let's a scenario if anyone come to you and asking for this backup operator, right? So
Yeah.
backup operator on the server. So what is the procedure for that? You go to that implementation part, or you follow the process. There is a some CR or something like approval process or access track or access change management, like that, right? So what
So,
will you approach for that? Yeah.
first we need approval for that.
Mm-hmm.
So
And have you will you ask the why you require the DB operator or
DB.
some server level
Yeah,
roles, right?
yeah, yeah,
If it is just justified, then you can provide it, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Let's see a scenario if SQL Server agent is not running.
Mm.
So what will be the impact of database engine in SQL Server?
Mainly jobs failure. Jobs will not run.
Hmm.
Um,
Anything else? Schedule activities not
yeah,
performed
schedule.
at a
Yeah,
timely,
schedule.
yeah.
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
the
Schedule
whatever the
activities.
automations you have used for
Use
sending some
automation.
reports, some
Mm.
DB mail configuration, any alerts, some operators are working, that will be failed that time,
Well,
right?
yeah, failed. Yeah.
Okay. Next, coming to troubleshooting part, let's have a scenario that we have a drive D for data file, drive
Mm.
L for log drive, and after some bulk operations, D drive means data drive is got full. In that we have a data files, right? The master data file.
Yeah.
So what will be your approach to resolve this issue?
So data file will shrink.
It is
Shrink in.
full. We cannot
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to think. That is a
Shrink.
full
Yeah,
basically.
yeah,
So you see, let's see example.
yeah.
We have a 100 GB of D drive
Okay.
and it is occupied basically, right?
Mm-hmm,
Data is in the
mm-hmm.
claim that and it occupied all that, and we're getting hit that this alert that this drive is got full, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So there's a no chance to expand or add some storage in that D drive.
Mm-hmm.
So what will be your approach to resolve this issue? What is the plan of action?
Partition.
Have you heard about the secondary data files?
Yeah, secondary data
Yeah,
files. We can
that
create many eight till eight secondary data files. We can,
okay. So we can
yeah,
just add secondary data
and
files to
second
that
files.
data file database
Yes.
in different location, in different drive. Maybe
Mm.
we have F drive, we have H drive, whatever the
Yes.
drive,
Yeah, yeah.
and make primary as a read only.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
cannot write data into master data file.
Master.
So this is a first step, right?
Mm.
Second thing, you can just, if you have time, so if there's no business loss, it is not QA or test their environment, then you can just move alter database into different drives basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what else? Anything else you can do that?
We will try to increase the space.
No, let's consider that this is a storage that is full. Where storage that
Mm.
storage is ASCII storage or NAS or SAN, whatever the partition we have provided, that is
Mm.
full. There's no feasibility to increase that
Yeah, yeah.
D drive, right? So maybe different scenario as well, right? So to
Mm-hmm.
just think about all the perspective, right? Let's see that we don't have that option. Then
Okay.
what we can do that, right?
Mm.
So maybe the future plan is the server is old, then we can just go with that DR services, right? We can create a DR for same, and we just upgrade their system or migrate the
Migrate
system,
system.
right? There's
Yeah.
option for migration because we don't getting a scope to add spaces, right? So in future we
Mm-hmm.
get again error and error for the different drives, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the future perspective is to think about the best practices for that data files and log files and that secondary data files, right?
Okay. So we can say replication like that.
We
Right?
can
Yeah.
just see, ask for log shipping, mirroring,
Lock shipping.
replication, whatever that technology provide the features, right? With that
Yeah.
additions and versions of that SQL Server, right?
Yeah.
Going forward, so let's you have done. We will reorganize right now about that uh, backup, right? So what are the different type of backups in SQL Server?
Now full backup, differential backup, and uh, tail log backups are there.
Okay.
and split backup. I mean, we can split the backup in different uh, uh,
So after full backup, how SQL Server agent knows that we have done full backup till this, and we have to just take differential backup. Any trace, any hint, any pages for that that indicate that full backup is done till pages till and generate the LSN, right? Have you heard about
it's
LSN?
yeah, listen, it's a and
Log sequence
logs it,
number.
yeah, numbers
Log,
actually serial.
yeah, log
Yeah,
sequence number. Yeah,
yeah.
we can say that. So how database engineer know that we have to take backup from this data to this data? Idea about this? Have you seen that? Any heard that? How can he analyze that we have to take backup from this as a differential, this as a log? Full means the whole database, right?
Yeah, full means whole data.
Yes. But
Yeah.
about the differential, how database engineer know that we have to take a differential backup from here to here, from here to here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So about this backup part, do you know about the different um, pages in SQL Server? What are different type of pages in SQL Server? Data page, index page,
Okay.
IMA, GIS,
Yeah.
GIM, SGIM, BCP, DCP, text. These
Mm-hmm.
are pages in SQL Server. These pages keep the history of databases. Index pages take history of indexes. Data pages for data. DCP for differential change mapping.
Okay.
Sorry, DCM, not DCP.
This.
Dot DCM. So DCM page is keeping history of differential backups.
Mm.
DCM page. And
DCM page.
BCM,
Okay.
yeah, BCM is bulk change mapping.
Okay.
Whenever you're doing bulk insert operations, the data written on that page, the log written on that page, so system knows that here from here we have done the bulk insert operations.
Mm-hmm.
Then IMA, GMA, that is
DCM.
global. Yeah,
DCM pages. Okay.
DCM and BCM. BCM for bulk change mapping, or DCM for data change mapping, right? Differential change mapping, right?
Okay.
And IMA, that is index allocation mapping.
Index allocation.
Okay, GMA global GMA GAM, basically GMA, it is global access management, or SGMA, that is shared, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So these are the 8 type of data pages in SQL Server,
Okay.
right? So this is about, and next is what are the recovery models in SQL Server?
A simple full recovery model
Okay, can we
and bulk log.
perform? Okay, can you perform log backup in simple recovery?
No.
What about bulk insert, bulk log recovery model?
Bulk cloud recovery model. No, actually, we can use uh,
In bulk logged, we can perform differential, full differential log, because this is a bulk logged recovery model. Means it is
yeah.
logging some transactions, the minimum logging of differential logs of that activities, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it will faster if your database, let's say scenario, if your database is XYZ and you are doing 70-80% of bulk insert operations
Okay.
and 10% of read and write, right? Simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what will be your recovery model for that database? You will keep in full recovery, you will keep in log back recovery,
Bulk
bulk
log.
log recovery, or say a simple recovery.
So actually, I'm not able to understand the scenario.
Say,
So
scenario is that we
so
have a database
okay.
XYZ,
Mm,
right?
Mm-hmm.
So just think about the performance wise, the faster activities and all. We have a XYZ databases and we are performing 70 to 80% bulk operations, right?
Okay.
10% reading or writing some data, updating some data, right?
Yeah.
So as being a DBA, which recovery model you will prefer for this
It's
database?
for we have 70 to 80% bulk cloud, so we can keep the bulk cloud recovery model.
Okay. What will be the benefit for it? Bulk logged recovery model.
It won't disturbs the LSN file,
No, it will be the faster than full recovery
full recovery. Yeah,
because it will not logging all the logs.
all the logs.
It will
Okay.
it will generate less log than full
Full recovery.
recovery.
Yeah, yeah.
So the performance point, when the log file is increased, the performance will be degraded
Decrease.
because we are not writing data to disk,
Okay.
right? So
Yeah,
this is a dirty pages. Lazy writer will be activated and it will degrade the performance of databases, right? We are going to
yeah,
read the data dirty read, right? Because
yeah,
it's not coming to the disk.
yeah.
So this is a part of best practices. According to application, we have to just use that recovery model of the databases, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think okay, we have covered. Can you name some DMVs that is using frequently in your environment?
TM
Database, yeah,
is
dynamic management
database
views.
dynamic
Yeah,
management
yeah.
views.
So very frequently use that
Okay.
DM underscore exe underscore requests. What are the requests coming to databases? We can see that the session ID, the request ID, the command,
Good.
uh, the time elapsed, the percentage completion, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So this is the request. Then we have that's sys.dm underscore os underscore waiting task, right? So we sorry, waiting task, wait stats, and then we have missing indexes,
Means and
physical,
mistakes.
yeah, physical index stats for the fragmented indexes. Then we have some for mirroring. Then we have for a different type of features that we have extended events. Then
Mm-hmm.
always on HADR underscore at OS underscore clusters, right? Then we have a clusters related DMVs, right?
Okay.
Then you can see that DM underscore OS underscore OS configurations, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we have some very frequently used sys.sys processes to see the CPU utilization by sessions or requests in the database servers, right? So these are the very frequently used in DMVs for the monitoring part, right?
Okay.
Now, going forward on the Postgres side, so have you implemented Postgres in your environment? Means you have configured any server
Yes, yes. I have configured
that is on which platform, OS platform, that is Windows or Linux?
Windows. Windows
Okay,
platform.
okay, good. So, can you explain some challenges you faced while installing that Postgres in Windows environment? Any error, any troubleshooting you have done, or you have smoothly you installed that?
There is no error. So I just smoothly. I just one. Actually, I got an error about when I'm giving that directory.
Okay,
Space issue.
okay, okay,
So there is no enough space. So that is the error only.
okay. Next is
Yeah.
about what is the default port of Postgres?
5432.
Okay,
5432 is the default port.
okay.
Yeah.
So coming to that monitoring part, how we are monitoring or what are the very frequently used tool for monitoring basically? What are the very frequently used, sorry, what are the tool you're using for monitoring the Postgres mainly?
Tool.
Yeah, which tool you're
Tool.
using for monitoring the Postgres server?
Stat activities. Stat activity.
That
PG
is,
stat
yeah, command line tool, right?
command
Any
line.
GUI
Yeah.
tool, yeah, okay. Any GUI tool?
A GUI tool. Statistics.
No, GUI
Uh,
tool means there's a graphical user interface. That is PG admin, PHP admin,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, or DB
Yeah,
viewer.
PG admin. PG admin.
Okay. Next is what are default table spaces in Postgres? Sorry, what are different type of table spaces in Postgres? Sorry.
Actually, default we'll get two. That is default. One is second one is global.
Okay.
So according to the requirement, we can create user defined table spaces.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you performed any backup on user databases?
Uh, yes, yes.
So how you execute that, complete this task basically?
It's used. It's by PG admin only.
Hmm.
By the
Means you are use the any command line tool?
it's a PG dump actually.
Okay.
PG dump. And PG dump and database name and have to give directory. I mean location path.
Okay. So have you if this yes, okay, you are working on Windows system, right?
Yeah,
Not on
yeah,
Linux environment. Okay.
yeah.
So next is regarding, let's have an example. If you are getting the mount point full error, right? There's no enough space. So how can you resolve that?
We can create the table spaces, right? So user defined table spaces.
Hmm.
So we can uh, uh,
Yeah. So you can create a table spaces, user defined table spaces in different directory or different mount
yeah,
point, and then
different
you
one.
can move that
Move
some
the
tables that is on user defined table space, right?
table spaces. Yes.
What is HBA file?
HBA file is host based authentication. In this, we can see the user authentications information.
Okay. Can you explain about some memory management in Postgres along with that example?
So memory mostly we have maintenance work memory, and uh, shared buffer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these are the so work memory means when we have performing joins and sorting
Mm-hmm.
operations. So work memory will be used. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and maintenance memory means any updating, deleting, like data changing operations. If we are doing data changing operations, then maintenance memory will be used. And shared buffer is nothing but it's like a RAM. It can store all the uh, uh, operations, uh, what all the operations, like whatever we're doing in the server.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What is the max? Sorry. Yeah. What is the default max connection in Postgres?
that is 100.
Okay. And next is regarding this config file and this. Okay. So let's have an example. You receive a call from the end user and they are saying that some function is performing very slow. So how
Okay.
can we analyze that?
We can analyze by first we can see the uh, like we can use
Mm-hmm.
explain command. Then we can see
Mm-hmm.
how the query is running.
Mm-hmm.
Execution plan we can see. If
Mm-hmm.
that is running slow, then we can create index on that particular columns.
Mm-hmm. So index. So what are different type of indexes in Postgres?
There is many indexes are there. I mean, five,
Mm-hmm.
like B tree,
Mm-hmm.
GIN,
Mm-hmm.
and GIST,
Mm-hmm.
and SE,
BIRN, BRIN.
BIRN, yeah, BIRN, and one more is there. Uh,
Okay.
Yes. So usually, defaultly, B tree will be used in every.
Mhm.
GIN means any uh, text search operations, like particular text. If
Mhm.
we, it is used for text search actually.
Okay.
And GIN means it is for the uh, data for like any places, like
Means
range,
location search, location
locations,
or range
location.
search, right?
Yeah, range. Yeah, that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you. I have done from my side. Do you have any question?
Uh, yeah, from my side, there is no question.
Okay.
Yeah.